Good day, learner. We are now on our second module, third quarter. Objectives. At the end of the learning period, the students shall have 1. Identify the common injuries that may happen during a sports settings and physical activities. 2. Suggested possible ways to alleviate the suffering of an injured students. 3. Simulated the application of appropriate first aid techniques to specific injuries that may occur in physical activity and sports setting. Before we go through our lesson, let us have a pre-test. Direction. Rearrange the jumbled letters to form the word that is described in each item. You are given 5 seconds to answer each question. 1. This is the movement rhythmically to music, typically following a set of steps. 2. This is a dance which is recreational and usually performed with a partner and in a group or as a community activity. 3. The fact of being injured, an instance of being injured. 4. A sudden painful tightening in a muscles, often after a lot of exercises that limits movements. 5. When this injury happens, a bone is forced out of its socket. 'Dance etiquette' is a set of guidelines that help you navigate the social dimensions of dancing. Why do you care about dance etiquette? Because it is essential for you to maximize how to go about the process of social dancing and have a happy dancing experience. List all the dance etiquette. Do you remember them all? That's great. Now let us proceed. Read the lesson to understand.
There are common injuries that may happen during social dance and physical activities. In this phase, we will learn to provide possible ways to alleviate the suffering and apply appropriate first aid techniques. From here, follow-up activities will be given to elicit your tentative understanding. Dance. Dance is a movement rhythmically to music, typically following a set of steps. Social dance. Social dance is a dance which is recreational and usually performed with a partner and in a group or as a community activity for fun and enjoyment. Injury. Injury is the fact of being injured, an instance of being injured. First aid. First aid is an immediate and temporary care given to a person who has been injured or sudden take ill. It includes self-help in home care if medical assistance is not available or delayed. Dislocation. Dislocation: when the two bones that come together to form a joint become separated, the joint is described as being dislocated. Most frequently dislocated joints. Shoulder, elbow, thumb. Finger, jaw. First aid for dislocation. Apply the Rice method. 1. Rest the injured part, especially for the first 24 to 48 hours after the injury. This is the most critical treatment. Avoid any activity that causes pain or makes it worse. Use crutches if the leg, foot, or ankle is injured. Support an injured wrist, arm, or shoulder with sling. Tape an injured toe or finger to its healthy neighbor. Ice is an excellent anti-inflammatory and it reduces swelling and pain. Apply an ice pack or cold compress for 10 to 15 minutes as soon as possible after an injury. Repeat each hour for the first 3 or 4 hours, then 4 times a day for the next 2 to 3 days. Protect your skin with a thin cloth. If ice packs are not available, a packet of frozen vegetables, a cloth will do. 3. Compression also reduces swelling. Use elastic bandages for at least 2 days. Check that the bandage is snug, but not too tight. Take the bandage off at night. Keep the limb in the position you found it and place soft padding around the broken bones. Splint the injury with something rigid, such as rolled up newspaper or magazine, to prevent the broken bones from shifting. Don't move the broken bones. Splint must be long enough to extend beyond joints above and below the fractures. 3. If there is an open fracture, cover it with a clean gauzed pad. Apply pressure to control bleeding. Don't try to push the bone. Next is cramps. Cramps is a sudden painful tightening in a muscles, often after a lot of exercises, that limits movements. First aid for cramps. One. Stretch and massage. Stretch the cramped muscle and gently rub it to help it relax. For a calf cramp, put your weight on your cramped leg and bend your knee slightly. If you're unable to stand, sit on the floor or in a chair with your affected leg extended. Try pulling the top of your foot on the affected side toward your head while your leg remains in a straightened position. This will also help ease a back thigh cramp. For a front thigh cramp, use a chair to steady yourself and try pulling your foot on the affected side up toward your buttock. 2. Apply heat or cold. Use a warm towel or heating pad on tense or tight muscles. Taking a warm bath or directing the stream of a hot shower onto the cramped muscle also can help. Alternatively, massaging the cramped muscle with ice may relieve pain. And now for our activities. Look at the picture below and perform a first aid on this kind of dislocation. Make sure to apply Rice method.
Now we're going to go over the dislocated shoulder. Try to keep this arm as close to the body as possible. You you'll be able to feel extreme pain and lack of movement in the arm. For your first aid, we have our cravats. Go ahead and just unfold them into the triangle bandage. To try not to move the arm around too much and to alleviate pain, we're going to go ahead and just take the corner piece, go up under the arm, and we're going to put the top of the triangle at his elbow. And then this piece will go lay over the good shoulder. You don't want to cover up the whole hand because you still need to make sure to see the fingertips. And then simply go around to the other side and tie behind his neck. Everyone has different heights, so you can adjust this however you need to be by tightening or loosening this. Then we'll go ahead and take another cravat. We don't want it too tight and like a rope, we want more flat. And then we'll go around the body, putting the flat side over on the arm and coming around and tying it on the other side. And that's how we treat a dislocated shoulder.
Perform the first aid for cramps.
A cramp is a condition where there is an involuntary contraction of the muscle which does not relax, causing a lot of pain. It is a common condition affecting many people at some point in their lives. It can affect a single muscle or multiple muscles. Individuals who are involved in vigorous training, such as athletes, are commonly affected by cramps. Calf muscles are more commonly affected with leg cramps. Causes of leg cramps: dehydration or inadequate intake of water, depleted levels of potassium and sodium salt, tense or stiff muscles. Vitamin deficiencies may also cause cramps. Poor blood circulation also causes cramps. Vigorous physical activities and muscle fatigue may cause muscle cramps. Injury or trauma such as bone fracture can cause muscle spasm and cramps. It acts as a defense mechanism to prevent further injury. Treatment of leg cramps: the affected muscle should be stretched and the stretch should be held for as long as is required. Gently massaging the affected muscles promotes blood flow and relieves the cramps. Sports massage is also helpful. Stretching and strengthening helps in preventing further episodes of cramps. Patient should have adequate salt intake in diet, although this may be an unlikely cause as people consume a lot of salt in processed foods. Muscle relaxant medications such as cyclobenzaprine can be used for a short period to relax the muscles. Prevention of leg cramps: stretching and proper warm-up before and after exercise. Adequate hydration with replacement of electrolytes in case of exertion causing perspiration. Strenuous activities leading to muscle fatigue should be avoided, especially during summer season. Calcium and magnesium supplements should be taken to avoid cracks during pregnancy. Adequate supports, footwear, body positions, activity breaks, etc. should be taken by an athlete. The muscles should be stretched before going to sleep to prevent night or rest cramps. Patient should have an adequate vitamin D intake.
Guide question: what did you observe and feel while doing the activities? Great. Good observation. Good job. For our wrap-up, reflection to the lesson. I've learned. I've realized. I'm happy because. For our valuing, read the following questions below and answer according to our lesson. 1. How important is it to have the knowledge and skills in applying appropriate first aid techniques to an injured person? 2. In the midst of this pandemic, is first aid a worthwhile learning activity? Why? 3. If a family member got injured, will you able to use the knowledge you have in first aid, and how? Have you learned something in our lesson? Let us now have our post-test. Direction. Match the picture in column A to column B. Write the letter of the correct answer provided below. For your compliance with the activities, answer the question on your digital worksheet, and have a video of you performing the first aid. Happy learning. God bless. And stay safe.